Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for joining us today. And for any of you who have managed to do all 4 weeks, I hope that it has been helpful and beneficial. I always say you really should reevaluate everything on an annual basis anyway. And it's okay to go back and look at things that you may have done. You could be doing this 10 years and there'll be things that you forgot you did when you started, or you've just let them lapse because we get complacent, within our business. And that happens. We do get complacent sometimes because we get busy with other things within the business and we forget about the core fundamental things that we need to do in order to drive the business forward. So it's okay to go back to the foundations and rebuild the house in the structure that you want.
Are doing I love rooms where people are doing better than me. That's the room I want to be in.
Yeah,
There's a lot of members busier than I am in my wedding photo booth business, like a lot of them. Because they
absolutely.
message me all the time and sicken me about how well they're doing. And I'm like, I wish I lived where you live.
I have to say that was one thing about PBX this year. Standing at, so for any of you that don't know, because a lot of you are new members, we run our own course at PBX on the Monday and it's called Photo Booth Marketing Live. And there's only 25 places on that course. So it's very intimate. It's all day Monday from 10 until 4. And we will do, this year we did advanced photography, a new exclusive experience with George, and then I did business development, a little bit like what you would do in my one-to-one coaching, but in like a 3 hour period rather than overtime, and you could go off and then put it into practice in your business. In that room, there were 25 business owners who had paid to be in that room, and 17 of them make more money than me. And it made me so proud because some of them have been members with us for 1 year, some of them have been members 3 years, some of them have been members from we started, and some are very, very new to the industry. And it was just lovely to see the success because a good business coach is not there to keep you beneath them. A good business coach will always ensure that you do better than them. And it was just so lovely to stand in that room and looking at guys that are making 25 grand a month, 30 grand a month, 50 grand a month, two girls that are making 75 grand a month, and going, we were part of that success, but they worked incredibly hard for that success. We may have been there to guide them and to help them with things, but they worked so hard. But it was very humbling.
Next year, we don't want to see them in that room. They should be on to the next thing.
Not necessarily. It depends because we'll do something new next year. But it also depends where they are in their business because things change. But yes, I would like to see what we generally find at PBX is anyone who joined last year would have been on our stand this year talking to people and saying, this has been so good for me, this has been so great. And then next year, you'll find the people who joined this year will be the ones that will come down to the stand to say how well they're doing. And so there's that growth of people, that come through. And every year on the stand, you just see the people that you've helped, and they want to tell other people that it works and that it has helped them. And I hope that many of you in this room are standing on that stand next year or at PBM Live and are doing better than us and other members and all moving forward with each other. Can everyone see?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So tonight or today for most of you, I am going to talk about 5 free ways to market your photo booth business in 2026. Many new photo booth owners come into the business and they will either take advice or think that they need to do paid advertising first so that they get themselves out there, so that people see them. And in reality, the best early marketing that you can do is free and it's relationship based. So today I'm going to cover 5 proven strategies to help you build your business. So the first 10 bookings. Most photo booth businesses struggle with one thing, and it's getting those first bookings. It's getting the first 1, 2, 3, up to 5 bookings. And it's not because you haven't invested in yourself and in your equipment and in your training and knowing how to take photos, do events, and be fabulous at this. It's not about a bad product or service. It's because you sit back and you rely on people coming to you to inquire, or posting randomly on social media, or running ads too early, spending money in places that you don't need to spend money. The fastest way to start is really simple. You need to put yourself in that booth in front of real people. So the first goal, very simple, get people to experience the photo booth service that you offer. When people see it in action, they share the experience with you, they understand the value of what you do, and they recommend you to others. That visibility will always lead to bookings. So let's look at the first strategy. Free events for exposure. It does not matter how long you have been in business. It is okay to run free events in your business, so long as those free events are limited on an annual basis. They're not random. You're not just taking anything out there. You're being very strategic about the events that you do, complimentary. And choose the events that are going to give you great photos and content for your marketing. They are the right target audience for your business that you are focused on at that particular time. They offer networking opportunities, reviews, and backlinks. Those things are vitally, vitally important, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit in more detail in a minute. So examples, charity events. People will say, now, in our business, we do 3 free charity events a year. The reason that we do that is because charities' websites are some of the highest ranking websites that you can get a backlink on. And backlinks are huge for SEO. So if you're sitting right now and you'll get hundreds of inquiries from charities that want you to give them a free booth. There's a point where you have to ask the person on the end of the phone, well, is this a voluntary role that you're doing, or are you getting paid? Because if you're getting paid, why are you asking me to work for free? And you will get to that point. And I have said that to people in that way because there are certain charities that will push with people and look for everything for free. And we all know how much money charities make. But if there's charities that are close to your heart that you would like to offer your services to, they are a great opportunity. There are some really high-end charity events that have business people in the room. So look for those like high-end cancer charity or kids charity galas. Any gala you see that has a silent auction will generally have pretty high-end business people in the room. Look at what they charge per ticket and then decide whether the right target audience is going to be in that room. Because if you do a charity event, what you can say to them is, I'm happy to offer you a complimentary booth as long as I can do content. I can collect email addresses on the booth of anyone who is there. I can do a case study and send you a news article about the event with some of the content to use on your website with a backlink. Because some of those backlinks, like if you do a meet the boother profile on Photo Booth Marketing, the backlink is worth $650 if I was selling it to you. And backlinks are massive for SEO, especially when you're starting out. And you want them on good places. One good backlink is worth 100 of the paid backlinks that you will get through like SEO companies and stuff. So be very, very strategic about it if you're doing charity events. Local business launches. So join your local chamber. If it is the only thing that you spent money on, join your local chamber, because there you will find out who's coming to town, what's going on in town, who is the biggest voice in your area that you need to be friends with, all of those things. And it's really important. If you can't afford the membership, offer them complimentary booth in exchange for the membership. So find out how much the membership is and then work out a product to give to them, not complimentary, as a contra deal for the membership. Venue open days. So looking at open houses or venues in your area that are you running open days for bridal essentially. And then marketing events. Look at the marketing professionals in your area. So I'm talking about PR companies, promotional agencies, production companies. Find out the associations in your area. So for example, here we have the Chartered Institute of Public Relations. And they run 2 big events a year. They have an award ceremony and they have a large conference. You want to be at those things to collect the data of the people in that room, because the people in that room are a target audience for you. So get really smart about the events that you choose or the free or complimentary events that you do for exposure. It's not just about exposure. The goal is not free work and exposure. Your goal is marketing. So what you get from free events? Every free event should deliver value. Now, don't get me wrong. I have sent Sammy to many free events and he has texted me and went,
This is shit.
no, well, I've had a few. What am I doing here? And I'm like, oh, but it was meant to be really busy and it should have been this, that. And he's like, it's not. So you will learn. You'll not always get it right. Okay. But it is a good opportunity for you to go out to try a new product or service that you haven't done before in your business that you want to test and get content for it too. So don't always take the negatives if the audience in the room isn't exactly what you thought it was going to be. So say, for example, you've never used Spotlight and you want to test Spotlight and get content for Spotlight, then make sure that whoever you're doing the event for, you're choosing the experience that you use. So there's always going to be a plus. You want photos for marketing, video clips for your social media, testimonials, data from the attendees, Google reviews, content for your website, and backlinks. All really, really important if you're going to deliver a service for somebody complimentary. Well-chosen events, like they can give you months of marketing content and multiple leads, but you have to pick the right ones. And sometimes you have to kiss a few frogs until you get the right ones as well. It's a learning curve. So strategy 2 is collecting data and building a lead list. I am obsessive about email marketing, and there are very few people who will stand on a stage beside me and say email marketing is the best thing ever, because people don't do it. They don't do it regularly. They don't build quality leads. And I'll give you an example. In our business, we have 1,200 leads on our corporate database. Out of that 1,200, we have 800 are still subscribed. Every person on that list is someone who has either inquired with us or is an engaged email address that will do business with us. Because what happens with email marketing is you may have someone on your list who does not need you right now, but so long as you're marketing on a consistent basis, when they do need you, they're reaching out to you and not somebody else. So email marketing is not always instant, but you control the customer. You have direct access to that customer. You can contact them anytime you want. You are not relying on the algorithm showing your content. You're not relying on them picking up the phone. You know, you are able to control the audience and you can go after those people specifically. You can either utilize LinkedIn strategies, which is a wee bit advanced for what we're talking about tonight. You can use data miners that will actually get you data, and then you can qualify that data and put it into your email marketing systems. Or you can go out and build those lead lists in your local area, which is what I always suggest you do to start with. At every event you do, you should be capturing email addresses, the name of the person, the event type, their event type, and dates where possible. You can't always do that if it's the likes of a corporate event, but if you're doing anything for weddings, those are the things that you want. And you can do that within your software on digital booths. You can use QR codes to say, for example, a quiz. It's a wedding quiz that you could run at a bridal show or on your social media, and your email photo delivery. So for anybody who uses the photo booth to get the photo, they have to give you their email address. This will create your local marketing list and ensure that when you start building your list, you are tagging your data. So if it's an inquiry that comes in through your website, for example, and it's a wedding, make sure when you put them into your email marketing list that you are tagging the actual sector that they're in, so that again, you can make your email marketing very specific for that target audience. But over time, it becomes really, really valuable. As I say, on our list, there's 1,200 on it. There's 800 that are still subscribed. And our open rates are anywhere between 17 and 35%. And we put an email out for corporate every single Thursday. And every time that email goes out, we get a minimum of 2 inquiries, usually 3 within 24 hours, because you're just touching people on a regular basis. And they are a strategic target audience. Then strategy 3, giveaways to capture leads. So you can run giveaways in many, many ways. If you are doing a bridal expo, you should do a giveaway. If you are just starting out and creating your social media, you should do some kind of giveaway. The great thing is what you can do is not give away a free wedding or a full free service. But an example is you can win $100 off your wedding photo booth and a free planning checklist with every entry. And people have to give you their name, their email address, their wedding date, and their venue. You can run that on your social media to a landing page, or you can build quizzes now with AI tools where people go through and can actually do a little quiz on your social media. But the great thing is everybody can have $100 off. So anyone that comes through on that giveaway can win, because they still have to book a wedding with you to get the $100 off. And then you get them the little free wedding planning checklist, which we have some on our site. I'll need to dig them out and pull them up again. I might put one on the resources on this actually, so that you have it, just like an editable PDF that you just send to everyone that enters. So then they always feel like they're getting value. This creates a list of engaged couples that are planning weddings, your ideal target audience. So even if you only get 15 people that enter the giveaway, there are 15 people that are interested in a photo booth for their wedding. You let all of them win and give them $100 off and their little free wedding planning checklist. And you could convert all of them, or you could convert 50%, or you could convert one. But it's all about capturing leads. And you can run something like that on a regular basis. You can do it quarterly, you can do it half yearly, do it annually, and just keep building those leads of a specific target audience. Strategy 4, partnerships. So partnering with wedding venues or planners and building relationships. Venues are one of the best sources for booking. Now, venues can be difficult to get into because lots of them will already have preferred suppliers, but you need to build a relationship with people. And once you're building a relationship with you and they trust you, they're always going to use you, but it does take time. So while you're looking at the venues, build relationships with wedding venues, event venues, hotels, party venues, and planners. Planners, again, can be someone who is very difficult to crack. But once you get through the door with them and you give them really good service, that is all any of them want, is someone who is reliable, good service that looks after their customers. That's what any venue or planner is looking for. So start by building a relationship with them, offer them a free demo event for one of their clients, do co-branded open days for them. So if they have an open day, offer them a booth for them. You know, most of them will try and either sell you a stand or try to make money out of you, but offer them a booth for themselves and show them the value of having that. And then look at preferred supplier partnerships with people. When a venue trusts you, they will recommend you to their clients. And it does take time to open those doors, but you have to start, because if you don't start, the door's never going to open. And then my favorite, bridal store pop-ups. Every bride that walks into a bridal store is in a mindset to spend money. And when they go, they are there with their mum and their bridal party, and everyone's excited, and they have planned a whole day out around this. It's a whole day. And they are going in there to get their dress and to spend money. So most of them are at the very early stages of planning. They will have a venue. Chances are they will have booked entertainment, because venue and entertainment would be, like, I'm talking DJ or band, would be the first things that they generally book. And then it's the dress. So when they walk into that store, if you have an exclusive pop-up and experience running in that store, they will use the booth, they'll have a great time with it, and someone in that party, whether it be the bride themselves or the mother or one of the friends, will say, oh, this would be amazing to have at the wedding. And then you just say, oh, we actually do weddings. Would you like me to check your date for you? Offer a small deposit on the day, which mum will always pay for, because, oh, it's her big day and let's just get this booked. And it is the easiest way to sell, because when you do expos, they're great for footfall and lots of people, but they're advertised to them as somewhere to go and get the best value and everything under one roof. And And they're so overwhelmed. Whereas when they come into a bridal store, they are set on today I'm getting my dress. Today I am spending money. It's a very different mindset. And you give them something very exclusive that makes them feel great about their wedding. And they get to feel it and experience it. And then they want it. So the easiest way to do this is to sell it to the bridal store as an exclusive activation for them. And it's going to improve their customer experience. It creates content for them and social buzz because you're going to give them all that content to put out in their social media. Only offer it to one store. Make it exclusive to that store. So be very mindful which store you choose. You need a store that's going to have a room for whatever you're doing. And you need someone who has a minimum of, because the good stores will generally run appointment based. You need someone that is going to have a minimum of 10 appointments that day. Because even if you only speak to 10 people, there are 10 people who are more likely to book with you than if you see 300 people at a bridal expo. But it is a great way, again, for you to capture content and email addresses and the wedding date of the couple. And even if they don't book with you on the day, you get them into your lead list. This is the quickest, easiest way to drive bookings. And then strategy 5, local networking. Tell everybody who you are, what you do, and that you have a photo booth. Whether you're standing at the school gates, whether you're in the grocery store, whether you're having your hair done, or you're at the barber's, tell everyone that you own a photo booth company. Talk about the value of a photo booth. Talk about the amazing new concepts that you're doing and how it's driving engagement on social media for your clients. And think about where you are and who you're talking to, because this is a service that anyone can use. From baby showers right through to corporate activations, anyone can use a photo booth. So everyone is a potential client, and you need to shout from the rooftops. Local networking, you need to get out in front of as many people as you possibly can. Connect with wedding planners, with florists, with venue coordinators, DJs, event planners, marketing, and PR professionals. Go to every networking event that you can for at least 12 months and then strike off the ones that aren't for you and keep going to the ones that are bringing you value, because there's loads of them are crap as well. Don't get me wrong, I've sat in them all. I've been in every room, and you have to then start to value your time and where you should be. But when you're first starting out, everybody is a potential customer. So you just get out and you talk to everyone. Join your local chamber of commerce. If you can't afford it, offer them that contra that we talked about earlier. Do wedding fairs. We are very lucky we do not have to do wedding fairs or wedding expos anymore. But that's because Sammy's wedding business has been going for 10 years. He was the first person to ever bring a Mirabus to Ireland, and is very well known and very well established in terms of SEO and brand positioning.
But I did them for years.
Yes, everyone. I remember used to do all those ones in Donegal at the week.
Oh, stop it. For
But and
years.
here's the thing though, the smaller shows can bring more value. So sometimes your local smaller shows will bring you more value than going and spending thousands of dollars doing a big expo with loads of footfall. If you can get in front of say you do an expo and you only speak to 20 people, but you get to properly speak to 20 people, you're much more likely to book them. So choose them very strategically as well. Local business groups, every area has them. Some of them will meet on a Thursday morning for coffee. You'll find other entrepreneurs. All of those people have networks, and your network is your net worth. So the more people that you know and who know you and know that you have a photo booth business, the more potential customers there are for you, and the more potential voices talking about you and referring you to other people. Because people will always refer businesses that they know and they trust. And this may sound silly, but always have a roamer or a camera in your car or a virtual booth on your phone, so that when someone asks you what you do, you can say, well, let me show you what I do. Let's take a picture. And then you can use that stuff on your social media, and you can tag them and continue building those relationships. In wedding fairs, I put this quite far down because they can be really expensive and they're very time consuming. So choose them wisely. And I always recommend that you visit bridal fairs or expos before you exhibit, because they're not always right for you. And every expo will give you the full list of people registered. I worked for the largest expo in Ireland for many years. Those lists are usually dated. They're not always people who bought tickets that year because they want to look busier than they are. So if you are doing an expo, collect your own data and start to engage with that data within 24 hours of doing a bridal fair or an expo, because the success is going to come from how you engage with that target audience and the people who did attend. Don't just stand behind your booth. Make sure that your booth is really well presented, and it can be very minimalistic or it can be all showing, all telling. But I would always say be more minimalistic, but engage people, and maybe have a TV screen with some of the videos of our site or other things that you do. But choose one really, really good experience that's going to wow people, and then show them the other stuff that you can do. Some people do just still want a point and click photo booth. Some people want an AI experience. Some people want 360. But capture the one thing that is going to grab people's attention and drive them on to your booth for you to talk to them and engage with them, because people buy from people. They're not buying the photo booth. They're buying a service from you. So it's really important that you're interacting and engaging with people. Collect email addresses and create a memorable experience for them that they don't forget you. And then follow up with everyone, no matter who you speak to or how you're touched or touching anyone else. You need to follow up, because this is where it goes wrong for most people. People go out and they do all of the groundwork and they collect all of the business cards and they speak to everybody, and then they don't follow up. So most bookings will happen after that free event that you did or after that expo that you did. Follow up within 24 hours. Send people images or gallery links, special offers for attendees at the event or that giveaway that you're running on your social media or at the expo, and booking links. Don't forget to ask for the sale. You don't have to go round and round and round in circles explaining who you are and what you do. Ask for the sale. Speed really matters when it comes to customer service. Most couples who are booking a photo booth for their wedding will book the first supplier who responded professionally. And sometimes that means you need to be responding within 2 hours. It's not a bad idea to look at your local market and look at how other people and their customer service. I'm not telling you to go and mystery shop everybody and ask them for quotes, because that's just wasting people's time. But it is important to understand how other people in your industry are following up with their clients. And that's where you can talk to other vendors, phone your local makeup artists and florists and cake suppliers and other vendors and DJs, and build relationships with these people and ask them how they're doing business. How are they dealing with their customers? How quickly? And build good relationships with people and build really, really good habits for yourself and your own business. But the follow-up is everything, because when you meet someone and you've told them that you have a photo booth and they have either given you a business card or told you they have something coming up that they could use you for, you need to follow up. They're not going to chase you. And a great way to always do it, if someone asks you for a business card, is just say, I've actually just run out of business cards. Do you want to give me yours? And then you follow up. Do not let those business cards sit on your desk. So for your first 10 bookings this year, if you are not already at that point, they will come from networking, building relationships, free exposure events, wedding fairs, partnerships, and getting out there. And once you have bookings, then you gain the photos, the reviews, the content, the credibility, and the marketing just continues. But follow up. If it's the only thing that you take away from tonight, follow up with everybody every time. Build momentum, collecting reviews. Google reviews are massive in terms of putting you on the local listings, on the local maps, and it doesn't cost you anything. Sometimes it can be hard to get people to give you reviews, so give them an example. Give them something they can copy and paste. Improve your website. Make sure that you are writing regular blogs, you're driving reviews and backlinks for SEO. Especially now, AI is changing everything. You can be ranking number one. You could have been ranking number one for the last 10 years, and now you're on page 17. And somebody who started 6 months ago is on page one because they are regularly updating their website and they're writing weekly blogs and they're driving reviews and they're pushing those backlinks. You have to get on it and you have to stay on top of it because it's changing every single day. Post lots of event content, and if you're not out doing events, post our content and look busy. Perception is everything. And even as I say, when you're out, have that virtual booth on your phone or have a roamer in the car or a camera. Take pictures, share moments with people, show people what you do. Build relationships at venues. Start knocking those doors now. Keep knocking them until it's not closed in your face. And the momentum will build quickly within your business. But the terrible thing is you have to do it all. And it's hard work. So don't wait for inquiries to come to you. It's not going to happen. It's not like I'm going to put a website up, I'm going to put out a few social posts, I'm going to tell 2 friends that I have a photo booth business and expect people to inquire with you. It does not happen. You go out and create those opportunities. Get the booth and the experience in front of people, capture leads, get your email marketing going and follow up. Build relationships with everyone that you can find. Start locally and then build out so that you're not overwhelming yourself. Free marketing works. And I know it works because I've been doing this for a long time. And we have many, many success stories. And I hope that all of you will be success stories with these strategies. I'm going to stop sharing and see if there's any questions.
Angel was asking, explain how to create backlinks. How does it work?
So a backlink is basically, say for example, you do a complimentary event for a local cancer charity. You draft an article about the event, like a blog post or a news article, and ask them to put that on their website. And within that article, you have a link to your website. And it needs to be, you don't want it to be a non-follow link. It has to be an open link that people can click on, and it takes them from their website to your website. That's what Google wants. They want, because that shows that you are an authoritative source to Google, essentially, if high-ranking third parties are talking about you.
Madison, you're muted.
That's good with the backlink situation. So, and I know that you've mentioned to me that I should be blogging, and thank you very much for the website review. I appreciate it.
Was it brutal, Madison, or was it okay?
I mean, it was as brutal as it needed to be.
As you expected.
Well, I built my business 10 years ago. Basically just, rode on the coattails of a fun installation, and I'm due, as you had said, for essentially getting into the current decade. So thank you. But with regards to backlinks, so is this the kind of thing, because I was thinking about for events this year doing that, like basically doing an event recap, finding all of the people that worked that event, tagging them so this way they share it. If it is a wedding, what would be the backlink opportunity for a wedding?
There isn't.
No.
Unless it's with other vendors that were doing the wedding. So say, for example, if you look on Booth NI, one of the first posts that I did, we do a slightly different, we're doing blogs in a different way on Booth NI now, but when we first started, I did a blog post and I tagged the other vendors within that blog post. So you can do it that way for weddings. So it's like working with your vendors. But from a bride and groom, they don't have a website. And really what you want to be doing is you want high authoritative websites. You want as many backlinks as possible, but high authoritative backlinks. Pinterest is a really good one. If you're using Pinterest or have a Pinterest board, it's a really good. And just local venues, charities are great ones. Anyone who has a blog in your area if you can get articles on that, or local newspapers, magazines, anything where you can get a backlink to your website. The easiest way to start off with backlinks is your local business listing. So making sure that you have a Yelp or a Yell or any of those free listings. So many of them aren't even free anymore, but they are all good authoritative backlinks to start with.
Mhm. Now, the other question that I had not related to that was related to vendor partners and venues. So I want to make it a point to reach out to people, and I haven't really done that before. I have one place that I advertise in, and that's the place that I was thinking about, just reaching out to the other people that also advertise in that book.
Mhm.
How do you maintain relationships with those vendor partners? Are you going out, taking them out to lunch? Are you going and just communicating, having a Zoom and being like, hey, how can I help you? What's a good way to, maintain those kinds of relationships?
Well, if you have a relationship already, it's just checking in with them to see how they are. You know, a very simple message of haven't been speaking to you for a while. Are you working on anything exciting? Would you like to grab a coffee?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's new people that you're trying to bring together, get them together for an event because most of these people are solo entrepreneurs. It is a very lonely place to be. So get them together once a month to say, is anybody up for maybe meeting on the last Monday of the month for coffee or breakfast just to discuss ideas and see how everyone's getting on?
Mm-hmm. I love it. And then
And
for
just, oh, sorry, go ahead, Nelson.
I was gonna say, and then so basically this is proposing a little meeting amongst other vendors. I love
Yeah.
that. Um,
Just make sure you don't put two planners in the same room that hate each other.
yes, exactly. And
Be very tactful in who you invite to those.
mm-hmm. And then for the blog posts, um, is this just I was thinking the simplest way I could do it was essentially just like making a little blog after an event that I've done and just talking about what was great and who the people were and all of that stuff. Is that is that sufficient as a start, or do I need to be speaking expertly about some thing or making blog posts be like a top tips for whatever?
Top tips worked well in terms of readability, but really what you want to do is make it sound very human. Make sure that it has your voice, but take like three key things that you want to get across, like three key messages. Drop it into chat, like give it 6 bullet points of what you're trying to say, and then tell it, I want this written for SEO purposes for X area, what target audience, and where you're going to put the actual blog post so that it writes it in that form. Now, one thing you will find if you use AI tools to write your blog posts for you, it writes them in a very standard, generic way. So, a way to get around that, once it gives you the initial post, go back in and put a prompt in to say, let's make this more newsworthy or PR story led. So then it gives you more volume of words because a blog post should be a minimum of 300 to 500, 350 to 500 words. And if you want it to rank with Google, Google actually wants 2,000, which nobody's ever going to read. So, like, only ever do a 2,000 word blog once a quarter. The rest of them, so long as they're in and around the 500, 600, 700, and interesting to read, there needs to be value in it, Madison. So, if something does land on it, it has to have some kind of value. So, yes, those top 10 wedding venues in your local area is always one of the first best posts, or wedding dress trends for 2026, but tag local vendors so that when you put it out in your social media, you can tag the bridal stores that you have found the dresses in. Get clever with it and rewrite it in your own voice.
And these blogs are posted on a blog section on my website.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And then if you can say to the bridal stores or other places or other vendors, I've written a blog post. Would you like me to rewrite it for your blog? And you drop it into AI and you get it to rewrite it for their blog, but put a backlink in for yourself as seen on and a link to your website. Just before we move on, Madison had thanked me for his website review and brand review. I have 3 left on my list, which I was supposed to do today, but I was at a funeral today. I will do them tomorrow. So if you are still on my list, you will get an email from me tomorrow.
Gerald?
Yeah, I had a question. Most of our events we usually get from the whoever, we usually just set it up for text messaging only because it's faster than putting in emails and things like that. We've got a wedding show coming up this weekend, and what we typically do at wedding shows is we use Check Cherry. So we'll have like a QR code to win a free audio guest book with any bookings because it costs us nothing. We don't have to give any money away. And we basically have them scan that code, and that QR code goes to an actual form in Check Cherry. So we capture them right into our CRM so we can immediately start sending stuff to them. But all the experiences that people are jumping in, all the booths and stuff, we've been doing text messaging. I'm just wondering if I should switch them over to email at the wedding shows so that we can gather up, I guess, more email addresses just in case somebody doesn't scan the code to get the free thing, we can still capture it. But I'm going with text on it because we do that at events, and I don't want people to think that their guests are going to have to type in their email address every time they do a photo. What's your thoughts?
Well, what's your conversion like with text?
Well, that's the thing is we don't do any conversion because we don't do anything until like they get their picture and they get it. We brand it up obviously for the web show, wedding show or things like that. But at people's events, like we don't do any kind of text marketing to anybody. So if we have their email address, then we can drop them in newsletters and things like that. We don't, other than texting them, here's your photo from us. That's about all we do with it.
So
And
you do a giveaway at a bridal expo to capture data that you don't use.
no. When they scan the QR code, it goes right into our CRM. So we're getting their name and their email and their wedding date and
Yeah.
location and what services. So we're gathering them that way. But when they actually go to use, like for instance, this one, we're gonna have a 360 booth. We're gonna have a roamer. We're gonna have a classic booth. We're gonna have at least 2 AI experiences. So we got all sorts of booths where they'll be trying them, and all of them are all set up basically just to put in their cell phone to get a text message with a link to their stuff. But I'm thinking that not necessarily everybody that comes into our booth or even tries that necessarily scans the code, or maybe it's an internet issue and they don't get through to the form, or they get through to the form and they go, I don't want to fill this out. I'm just wondering if I should switch maybe over for the wedding shows to make them actually put in the emails. We wouldn't do that at their events probably. And then also the same thing for charity events. If we're doing charity events, should we be doing that with their emails so that we can retarget all the people as opposed to text messages? Even if
Absolutely.
even if
Unless you're using text messaging, like after the bridal show, you can send out a text blast to everyone to say, last chance to enter our giveaway from X wedding show and a link.
yeah, I've never sent out text blasts to anybody. Like we'll do that. We'll send a text saying we sent you a link. You know, your email might be in your junk mail box. You know, for a link or a proposal or something like that. But I've
Text
never
messaging,
actually.
text messaging in the US for the wedding audience works very, very well.
Yeah, but I'm in Canada. We're not as rude that way. We
Uh,
let them have their phones.
it might be a bit abrupt, but you have to
No,
text
I'm kidding about
things,
that. But
Gerald.
yeah,
No, it is. No, I know what you're saying. No, user a little bit more reserved. It's like here, text messaging dead here, but WhatsApp here is huge because it's a social networking site,
yeah,
and the target audience are using it. You don't know until you try. If you're sitting there with 200 phone numbers, why would you not just try it? And here's the
yeah.
thing, it's to win a free audio guest book. Why does everybody not just win? It's only an audio
I'm
guest.
just not sure how I would load them into our system. I don't know that I can just load into CheckChair and manually just plug in a bunch of things or
Well, they only
we've
get it
got.
once they book.
I'm sorry.
They only get it once they book.
Yeah, but I mean, like we're gonna obviously the software is gonna collect when people are in trying the booth at the wedding show. As
Mhm.
soon as they take their picture and they want to get their digital copy of it, we're collecting them then. But
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how we can actually use that to market directly out to. Like the other way it goes right into our CRM, so it's easy. We just send messages off. But if I just have a list of phone numbers, I'm not really sure how I would target and send something to all of them without having them into some sort of a program to do that.
Well, you'll either use an email, a text messaging service, or check if I'm not sure if Check Cherry do email marketing or text marketing, but some of the CRMs have it built in where you can do a text blast out.
Okay, I'll check to see if I can import in like a whole pile of them all at once, sort of thing. I've never had any luck with Check Cherry sending a text message to anybody. Like I've never seen that they've ever been open to responded to ever. Like I
Right.
have Twilio and linked up to it, but so I don't really trust that it'll work. But I'm just thinking if I at the wedding show just flip it over so I'm getting email addresses that I can easily load into
Yeah, you
Flowdesk
can.
or something like
People are
that.
they're much more willing to give you their phone number than an email address, though.
Yeah.
The great thing with AI is people have to give you their email for the AI to convert. So if you're using AI, then they won't get their image if they don't give you the email address.
And that's pretty much everything other than our classic booth. They're going to get a digital copy of everything else there. So they'll have to. Yeah, I'll just flip it over to the email and then we'll tell people at events we let you put in your text message.
Or just, we don't even discuss with people. You don't overcomplicate this.
Yeah,
Leave email on at events too.
we do, but nobody uses it. They always use the text. They don't even use, strange enough, they don't even use the QR code. Like very rarely they'll do the QR code and every pull out their phones and all that. They'll sit there
Canadian
and one at a time they'll do in there.
Canadians are precious about your data.
Yeah. Yeah.
We get it here too. We've had a lot of events lately where people are just airdropping straight to their phones.
Well, the crazy thing is when they use their car QR code, the first thing it does when they scan on the QR code is it makes them put in their cell phone number into it. So I'm like, well, they might as well have just done that on the screen. They're
Yeah.
scanning.
But if you get
Okay.
that people aren't responsive and they're not putting in email addresses, change it up really quickly and just get those mobile numbers and start some text campaigns. I'm not sure about what to use in Canada, which is why I'm not advising you on what to use, but I'm
Yeah.
sure if you Google it, there will be things that come up that you can use.
Okay. Yeah, because like I said, most people scan the code and we get them that way. And then, once our promo's over, we've got them, and then I'm gonna push them all into Flowdesk sort of thing to build my list that way. But I thought there's probably a lot of people that are there that are using these things that don't necessarily bother to scan the code and fill it out. And if they don't have a data or bad phone service or something like that, they can't fill it the form of the spot. And if we don't
Yeah.
get their emails, so.
Oh, follow up is everything, especially with something like that. You should be following up for at least 5 days after a bridal expo.
We do like 30 days. We about every 6 or 7 days we're sending them something, giving them the deadline to get the
24 hours, day 3, day 5, day 7, day 21.
that's pretty close to us, but I think we have a 15 and a 20 and maybe tomorrow's the last day and today's the last day sort of thing. So we knock
See if,
it a good
see if
7
it's
or 8.
boring. See if it's boring, you're going to lose people. Make
Yeah.
sure that every email is given value. Go back through. I did setups during our bridal boot camp. There's actual like email sequences that you can use. Go back through and look at them because you don't want it to be boring either because you'll lose people. It needs every single email or text message that a customer gets from you has to have value.
The
Needs to
last
be engaged.
the last show that we did, we always put a picture of our show, like our booth, and we have a DJ booth in there. So we have like 30-foot booths, so we're always the biggest no matter what. But what I did on a couple of those is I started dropping in things like before and afters for the virtual booths, like we did the sketch booth last time, sort of thing. So that gives me kind of a reason to send them in, like, here's another experience, or here's something that we didn't have at the show that you can get. Like we're going to do the wedding boxes this time and the
Yeah.
sketch one for this weekend. So we kind of pushing out our content as well, which is pretty much what our newsletter is probably going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And free guides. People planning weddings love free guides. Do you know, a wedding planning guide or a budget checklist? Real simple things that you can make in Canva and just they're downloadable PDFs.
My favorite is our $400 rental audio guest book that we don't rent out ever. It's always our free thing that we do
Right.
that.
That's what I'm
Um,
saying. No,
yeah,
see those text messages, it would be, have you entered to win your free audio guest book? And then people will give you their email and then you go back to all of them and say, you've won,
yeah.
but you must book today.
Oh, we let them know if you fill it out, you've got a free audio guest book if you book us for anything, just for showing up to the show, and
Yeah.
we use that as the urgency thing. Even though that they can go buy one for I think $100 on Amazon now, or they can, so we don't ever send out audio guest books on their own anymore. It's just that's our toss, and so I don't have to give money away.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
Thanks, Gerald. Johnny, in my next blog, when I mention the camera store or record store, am I creating a clickable link to them when I mention them?
So You can, but it's no value to you. It's a value to them. What you want to do is let them know that you've written this article and would they like a rewrite of it to put on their website for you with a backlink for you.
Thank you.
Ricky would like to see the free wedding planner checklist Ursula mentioned.
Yeah, I'll put some on the resources with this on the academy for everyone.
Michael wants to know if it's still possible to get a website review.
Absolutely. I will give you the link now. As I say, there are 3 on there. But let me give you the link and I will get the 3 done tomorrow and anyone else on Friday.
Anna's asking, is she on the list? She filled the Google form.
Let me just check. Anna. Yes, you are.
Just not complete yet, Anna.
Happy moments, isn't that right, Anna?
Shit, thanks.
Yes, you're one of those 3, so you will get an email from me tomorrow. And anyone else who wants a review, just fill in that Google Doc and I'll get through them on Friday. Be mindful that it takes me 40 minutes to review someone's brand and website, so I can't do hundreds of them every day, so it does take time.
Do you recommend joining any of these local membership networking clubs?
It depends. Look, some of them are really good. And there'll be things that you'll go to where you will meet really high valuable people who can help you in your business. And some of them are shit, but you have to go to them all and you have to try. And even the shit ones, you might just meet somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody that can bring you business. So you have to go in open-minded, but that's why you need to spend at least a year, go to everything and then cross off your list the things that aren't working for you. The likes of BMI that happens, some of them are every week, some of them are monthly. It is a full-time job. Like, it is a full-time job if you join, and they're expensive. Whereas your local chamber has lots of events and lots of different events that people go to, and you can get out and about and meet lots of people. It's usually more valuable than the likes of BMI, where BMI is about bringing leads to people. But you find that half the room work really hard, half don't. So you need to go and try everything and see what works for you, but go in very open-minded. Even if you go to a coffee morning and there's only 2 people, those 2 people have a network of people, so follow them on LinkedIn, connect with them on LinkedIn and see who else is in their network and build from there, because there's always opportunity. As I say, I've picked up clients sitting in the hairdressers, just talking to people, because everyone's a potential customer.
Ricky, what tool would you use to market to 100 phone numbers?
Well, we use MailChimp for everything, and it's all integrated in there. But there's lots of text services available, especially in the US, that are really cost effective. So if you let me do a little bit of a Google on it, I'll send you some ideas. It's been a long time since we've done text marketing. Quite a few years. I should probably put that on the list actually to do an update on it, because there will be changes now. But if it's only 100, you could use a personal phone and just get someone to take 2 hours and actually do it personally to people, on the business phone. If you had said 1,000, then that's a lot of work, but 100's not a lot if you're copying and pasting a text message.
Madison, what would be useful to send to booth guests from weddings and events that entered their emails? I have the list of all those people and haven't leveraged them.
Well, what we used to do when Sammy's business started was on a Monday. Do you remember, Sammy? On a Monday morning, all the galleries were done. They were all added to Facebook as a gallery and linked to the bride and the couple, and then an email out to everyone that was at that wedding. Thank you for sharing Sarah and Craig's wedding with us on Saturday night at Belfast Castle. Here's a link to the gallery if you've misplaced your picture. Also, have an event coming up. We offer 10% for returning customers, or like a discount or an incentive to book with you.
Now, what if this is like people from years ago?
No, they're dead. Yeah. What you need to do is put them into your email marketing system on a welcome series. So if you go back through, I have training on setting up MailChimp, and it's pretty similar no matter what mail system you're using. You will have a welcome series where you're basically verifying people's email addresses to say, I've added you to my email marketing list. do you still want to be here? And then the second email, so first one would be like an introduction to the company. Second one would be something interesting or engaging to that target audience. And then the third one could be an incentive, and then you move them on to a newsletter. So you can still put them in, but you can't do that direct. Thanks for coming to Sarah.
You can't just add them to the newsletter, because then they'll be like, what the hell am I doing this for?
Yeah. You'll end up, what will happen is you'll have a load of unsubscribes when you clean the list, and then that will move you into people's spam, which you don't want either. Or you can use another mailing system to do that. So the likes of Klaviyo host on their own hosting, but MailChimp or some of the other mailing systems are actually hosting via your email address.
Mm-hmm.
So you could run a list through Klaviyo and see how many people unsubscribe and then move them into the mailing list that you're going to use. But you don't want unsubscribes and you don't want people marking you as spam. So be very careful. If it's old data, be very careful with it.
I was thinking it might be useful where it's just like, since that email address is associated with the picture, like emailing them the picture from the wedding 4 years ago, be like, hey, remember when you took this picture? Here it is again. And by the way, we still do this.
You could, if you've time to go through and do that individually with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could target yourself on 30 a week.
Word. Thank you.
There is ways when you download an event, say for example off Snappic, if you download the data and that data is linked to that person's image, you can put that onto, this is getting really intricate, so if it's over anybody's head, do not worry, something you can look at later down the line, but you can put that data into a Google Sheet and then link it with Zapier to email those people directly to that email address with that link to that image. You can get very, very clever with how personal you can get with email marketing, which is why I love email marketing.
What's that?
I hope that this has been helpful to everyone. I'm going to log on to Photobooth Marketing and show you all where these videos and presentations are housed so that you can go back and watch them again. And if anybody is new member and needs help, add Sammy and I on Facebook. Facebook Messenger is one of the quickest ways to get us. If you email me and you do not have a response within 48 hours, please email me again, because I check my emails morning and evening, and sometimes that inbox gets ridiculously busy. But Facebook Messenger is the quickest way to get hold of myself or Sammy if you need something urgently. We are here to help.
I'm sorry, Ursula, I missed the question. Is it rude to put your logo and info on the overlays for a free event?
No, on a free event, if you're doing it complimentary, there should be some kind of branding, but be discreet about it. You know, it's always nice to just have like your website address down the side of the image or the logo like in the bottom corner. Like, don't make it a massive overlay with your logo slap bang in the middle. Be classy about it. The same when you're doing wedding shows, you know, be classy about the branding. Don't be sticking a pop-up beside your booth with your branding all over it and covers over your prop tables with your branding all over it. You know, people think that everything's a branding exercise. Sometimes de-branding is a better way, you know, and being very discreet about your branding and making the event about the event and about the person that you're either working with or in partnership with to build a bigger relationship long term. Don't be putting your own branding over your booths either. It's the most tacky thing you can do. And I see it all the time. And I just think,
what's this?
Do you know if you hired somebody for your event, if they turn up and their branding's all over their booth?
Or they put a roll-up banner up?
It's a no-no. It just makes you look cheap and nasty, and you are a $500 photo boother for the rest of your life. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Unless you're hosting your own party, that is fine. But if you're not, your branding should not be on your equipment. And don't be wearing branded polo shirts at your events. For setup, absolutely. But as soon as that event starts, you're in a black shirt. If you can get a black shirt with your logo embroidered on it,
People are so proud of their embroidered polo shirts, but
rotten. It's disgusting. They're dirty.
it's disgusting.
They should only be used for setup. I don't want anybody standing.
You think it doesn't look classy enough, Ursula? It just looks cheap.
Sammy, can you imagine George standing at a wedding in some of the castles in Ireland in a branded polo shirt?
Yeah.
Catch yourself on.
Half the industry does it, but in fact, more 90% of the industry does it.
Disgusting, and it makes my skin crawl. Setup, absolutely. When you're there during the day, and you should be there early, and you should be talking to vendors and building relationships, and you should have your branded gear on. But as soon as that event starts, you should be dressed like a professional, like an event professional. So that is either like a box jacket like this, or a shirt, or something. And I'm not talking smart casual. I'm talking like business smart casual. Dark jeans are okay, but you need to be in a shirt, or you need to be in a jacket.
We're not renting bounce houses.
Well, here's the thing. You are selling a luxury product. It's a luxury service. Make it luxury. Because I'm telling you, that's another reason people will book you over a competitor. Different if you're doing a garden party for somebody and they tell you that their theme is jeans and sneakers, or you're doing a sneaker ball, or like, be mindful of what the job is and what the client is. But branded polos while you're standing there all night? No, absolutely not.
That's probably a shock to a few people. They're like, oh shit, I just got new ones.
For setup, absolutely. But as soon as the setup is done, you go to the bathroom, you throw a shirt on. Go ahead, Ken.
I'm using, I bought, my brand colors are orange, black, and white. And I bought orange vests and orange bowler hats. And people love those. They're like, wow, I love the hat. I love the vest. And you know what? I've been doing it for the last year, and it's worked out really well.
Is that part of your brand though? It's a little bit like
I'm trying to make it as part of my brand. Yes.
Yeah. So that's different. That is an intentional brand statement. It's like George Velasco wearing shiny jackets. And I told him to build a brand around that and to create a brand around that, because it's a brand statement. What I'm talking about is standing in a black polo shirt with your brand on it and your logo slapped across the back of it, and it's bally and it's dirty because you wore it during setup. Like, it's just a no-no.
Yeah, I've had some really good feedback about it, and I'm just having fun with it, and people are enjoying it. I was going to say something else, and I can't remember now.
Like, say for example, your brand is black and orange, and you put your guys in orange jackets. Like, you can make brand statements without having horrible polo shirts with your brand slapped all over them. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think.
Well, my thought was, people aren't going to remember your name necessarily, but they're going to remember the guy or gal in the orange hat and the orange vest.
And here's the thing, you should make it mandatory at every event that your team take a picture with someone, so that you're using that on your social media, so that becomes your brand statement.
Yep, I like that idea.
What about spandex table covers that say grab a prop? Ursula.
Don't.
I'm deliberately trying to trigger her now.
You're just trying to irritate
What's
me.
wrong? Hang on, wee moustache on a stick and a big print and grab a prop and stretched over to within an inch of its life.
You're going to drive me to drink.
I think they're awesome. Ursula, I love them.
No, but see if it's plain black with beautifully laid out prop box and a stand with 6 props on it. Gorgeous. And you can put business cards on the end of it. Discreet branding. But everything does not have to be everywhere. And do you know what I hate about those covers too? They're not in your brand font. They're
the generic one.
Right, and it just, it's great. Don't talk to the branding girl about things like that, please. Please don't.
Oh, look at Ken and his wee dicky bow. Oh, that's so cute, Ken. Look at you.
Oh my God.
No, but that's smart, Ken.
Yeah.
You look smart.
That's not tacky. That's a brand statement. That's a very different. That's you making you made a conscious decision. You thought that through. You looked at what the impact was going to be at your events and for clients. And now I've just given you a marketing campaign to go with it.
Yeah.
That's very different to somebody in a dirty polo shirt that they wore during setup.
Well, I think your problem with that stuff first, Liz, and I agree with you. It's the cheapest option that everybody does. Everybody, when they want some form of advertising, buys a cheapo roll-up banner because it's the cheapest. And the grab a prop spandex table cover, everybody buys them because they're the cheapest.
Yeah.
So I think that's what bugs you. When you buy those things, you just look like everybody else.
Yeah.
And you look cheap.
And like you can go to a local craft store and buy some beautiful velour material and drop it over a table and create an experience and create something much more luxurious and beautiful for your events, and just tuck it in under the legs and put little ribbons on it and use your brand colors. Like you can create a brand impact without slapping it all over everything.
Or spend.
So somebody spills 4 beers all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go with dark colors. Although, do you know what, Ken? I bought draping for our studio, that orange color. Do you remember, Sammy? We haven't used it yet. But when we did the stuff back in October and I bought the pink and the green and I bought a beautiful burnt orange like that. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Crushed velvet. It's absolutely, and it's just so luxurious. It's beautiful.
Might have to go to the craft store tomorrow.
I'll get the next time one of the boys is in the studio, I'll get them to photograph it for you to see. It was just, it was actually like, it was curtain. It was for curtains, material for curtains, real heavy weight velour, gorgeous.
I like that idea too.
Excellent. 1 wee second. Good night.
Night, night.
It is now bedtime.
See you later. Go to bed. Gerald's going to tell us now that he's going to throw out all his roll-up banners tomorrow, aren't you, Gerald?
Well, I was going to say, like, but what if you had like a professional actually design and create your logo and your brand in that? You would think that you would want to put that out there as much as possible.
I want you, Gerald, I want you to slap it on your van. I want your crew to have it on their t-shirts when they are setting up. I want it to be on your business cards, but I don't want it slapped on the back of your booth or on your 360 or all over the table covers that you use at events. No.
Well, by the way, the step and repeat banners are arriving tomorrow. We have 2 of them coming. So I'm thinking like where we use, like, obviously, like when we do weddings and things like that, and we do it under our wedding brand, we don't have a logo of like anywhere to be seen because it's a wedding. And if we're doing like a black tie event, then, by all means. But some of these events, especially the charity ones, and right now, because as you know, we're launching this as a brand new brand. If we're doing it or we're doing it at a discount, we are the sponsor of it. So I kind of look at it for us branding on it. And I also have I have orange shoes that I bought to brand it, and I have an Apple Watch strap that's orange. So I've got my full gear, and I was going to put on my Vibe Snap hat for this question, but it's in the other room. So, but in certain cases,
is it a baseball hat?
It is. Yeah.
You
We
ever
don't
wear
wear
a
it.
baseball hat at an event? And
I don't wear them. We don't wear them at events. No. No, but something like a backdrop, like if we're doing an event and we are the sponsor for it, rather than them throwing a backdrop, I would throw one of our backdrops or brand up for it because
yeah, that's different though, because if it's a step and repeat backdrop for your pictures for an event that you're sponsoring, that's just like you're doing a brand activation for a client. So like it's okay to have Coca-Cola all over the back of a step and repeat when the event's for Coca-Cola. So if you're sponsoring the event, that's fine. What we're talking about is, do you know those roll-up penguin stands that have prop signs on them and the grab your props here, we're a photo booth company, book us today. That's what we're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, because like I said, we if we're going and we are the sponsor, we want to toss our brand out there and have our orange shoes and to kind of make the statement that we are different than everybody else.
That's an intentional brand statement.
Okay. It's not just okay.
We're talking about, like, go into some of the Facebook groups and just look at people's setups that they think is good, and you'll know what not to do. So people that are at bridal shows that have 2 penguin stands with grab a prop, and it's all in the same font. So like you'll see it, and loads of different colors and loads of different fonts, and it's just nasty.
Mobile numbers all over the bottom of roll-up banners and
Yeah, you
websites.
can't actually read either because they're way at the bottom. It's like, anyway. But yeah,
Well, I bought
intentional
the step
branding
repeat, so we didn't do that.
yeah, but intentional
I-
branding's very, very different. What I'm saying is don't do what everybody else does in the industry. Be very intentional with your branding. Use your own colors, use your own fonts, and be minimalistic with it, but make a statement.
I will apologize. We do have 4 of those table, 2 4-foot and 2 6-foot.
Yeah, we'll turn them inside out.
Well, they're clean though. They're not ragged.
Well,
and shitty.
it doesn't matter. You have
Turn
them,
them inside
you've
out.
lost.
But yeah.
I'll give that up because I did hear Ursula say
Listen,
you can
look-
throw your business cards on the end of the table. So
But you
I'll
know what?
swap that out for a plain black one and throw my business cards on them.
Just turn it inside out and it will be plain black.
I love it. But when Ursula says that, that's you just know that's such a shock to 99% of the industry because everybody has them and everybody buys them. And
I know,
that's
but if you'll have 20 people selling them to people on vendor days, so they don't know any different.
yeah.
But here's the thing, if you want to attract clients to manage their brands, you need to know how to manage a brand. And if you can't manage your own, they're never going to book you.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
Well, thank God I can keep my T-shirts and my golf shirts that I've ordered that I already have. Yeah. For the step repeat thing,
You need to
I'm
send
waiting.
me pictures of
It's
them and
stuck in
I'll tell you
customs.
whether you need to send me pictures of them and I'll tell you whether they're approved or not.
Okay.
This
The
has,
T-shirts are huge. It's the whole front. Yeah. They're not subtle, but they're T-shirts. They're for
But
setting
here's
up.
the thing, though.
Yeah.
With your brand, if you had plain grey t-shirts with your brand on the front and someone had a box suit jacket over it with dark jeans, that looks classy. That is, you can get away with that. But what I'm talking about is dirty polo shirts with the collars rolled up and balls on them. And do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You can create a look. You know, you can have very small bits of the brand, like you could use little orange ribbons on the side of your tables and just be tactful with it.
Well, I guess we're kind of used to, like with our wedding thing, you'd never have any idea what our wedding. We don't have business cards or anything. Like
We know
just
why.
We go with this. Well, yeah, because it looks taxi shit. But we always go with the assumption that if somebody's there and they like
I
this, they
wouldn't
just
pick
have.
that brand anywhere either.
Well, I sent you a link to do a website review. So,
Another one.
well, yeah, but for my wedding one, you did my photo with that love, and we hated that, and we came up with this. But my wedding one.
But the wedding one needs a wee relift. See, but now you know that this is working. You've seen the light.
I need to see wedding related websites. When I sent through, they all look very corporate, and that's why I'm shy on the rebrand.
Oh, right. Okay.
All the demos were all very corporate, and I'm like, I wouldn't let any of these be our wedding website because
Well, and they would, none of the websites we've done recently are very wedding focused either. But
yeah, I asked them to send me some, and they were all corporate stuff, and I thought no. So that's why I'm
No,
gun
I
shy.
get you, yeah.
Yeah.
But I have some examples of solely because most of the people that we've worked with are trying to go with both too. So
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Welcome to everybody that turned up an hour late. Just before we leave, I want to say hello. Yeah, because it's just polite.
How many people arrived late?
There must have been a good 4 or 5 anyway. George arrived an hour late.
And St. George coming in and just didn't say anything. I assumed the boy's been in the studio all day that he wasn't working this evening. So, well, for anyone who arrived late, I'm going to show you where to find all of this information on the website. So let me just pull it up. Anyone who wants a brand review, you can, the link is in the chat and just pop it in there.
Welcome, Juliana. You did make it to one. You can always watch them back. Ursula's going to show you where to watch them back. Madison, I'm going to assume that your NY photo bus and your beautiful bulbs on top of your bus is going to be Ursula approved.
Yeah, I was curious if you thought that the NY Photobus sign was too much on top of the bus. I mean, I've had that since from the beginning, and only about maybe 3% of clients ask me to take it down. But I'm wondering maybe if I'm missing people because I have the handle sign on.
No, I would just give people options with it on or without, because it can be it's quite a bold statement too for people.
They like it, People sometimes ask her, like, "Oh, is the sign going to be on there?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah. And this is the other thing, because some people want the brand recognition that, oh, we booked New York Photo Bus because they know you're expensive and they know you're exclusive. So some people want that brand association.
Yep.
You know,
Charge
so.
the money if you're going to remove it. Have a fee.
Start charging a fee to people who want to use it. Oh, you can have that, but it's an extra $200.
No, I meant the other way around. Charge a fee to make you take it down.
I like the Ursula. That was a good say.
But it's also 200 to take it off, so it's your choice. You choose.
It's 250 to keep it or 200 to take it off. Okay, so when you log on to the Photobooth Marketing website, can you all see the website?
Yeah.
And you click here to Photobooth Marketing Academy. And then the Ireland internet kicks in.
It'll ask you to log in.
Yeah, but I have to wait for my internet. That's not working. We're over the hour now, you see something.
It's throttling.
Darling.
It's throttling you back down, Ursula.
It is. So when you land on the Academy, you will get a big green banner across the top that will tell you need to log in. So click it away and log in using the same details you use for the Photobooth marketing site. So your username and your password. Then when you scroll down, you will see the latest releases of courses, and any of the courses that are free, you basically click start learning. So this course is called the PBM Profit Builder series. You click start learning and that will take you in. And then under the course, you have week 1, and this is the video. And when you scroll down, the exercises here. So that is the presentation that I gave on week 1. Then week 2, I'm going to click into week 2. The week 2 video is there. You just hit play, and again, the presentation is underneath. And then week 3, just play the video, presentation's underneath. And then tomorrow, I will add tonight's video and the presentation. I will put an editable guide for weddings that you can use, like giveaway guide that you can just rebrand in your own brand colors in Canva. I'll put that on there as well for you, just so that you have a sample or something that you can use. And then you can go off and start doing all the fun stuff we've talked about.
That's it. We're done with these. No more.
Yeah. As we said, anyone who needs any help, email hello@Photobooth Marketing to get any of us on the team. Quickest way to me and Sammy is Facebook Messenger, and we are more than happy to help. We get people all the time who join at PBX and then say, well, I'm sure you get this too, Sammy, but I get people saying, I know how busy you are. I didn't want to bother you. Bother us. We are here to help you.
Yeah. It doesn't work for us if it doesn't work for you.
No. We do not want to just take money off people for them not to utilize the things that we do. Our team work incredibly hard to do the things that we do, and we want you all using it. It's a bit like going and paying a PT and going and seeing them twice a week and then going home and eating junk food and not getting results. You're just insulting the PT.
We can't force you to do it, but we can try.
But we can do our best. And we know it works.
Thank you.
Trying to think, is that it? Yeah, see everybody then back to Tuesday Zooms.
Tuesdays.
Awesome.
Same time for everybody in the US for 1 more week. And we will move early. So I found out where the flaw was. Our Zoom was still giving UK time. That's where all the mix-ups were last week.
Right. Gerald says we can shame you into doing it. Gerald, that works. It's a proven strategy.
I know. How long have you been around?
The proven nothing like a little accountability, Gerald.
We're into year 2 at least. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
But you're doing better and you're charging more.
Yes.
And it's all coming together. And now you're ready to move on to the other side too. So
Gerald, has PBM improved your business?
Oh yeah, it's phenomenal. Oh, yeah.
That's
Like seriously, like it's such a, and I know you guys have touched on it, but like just the content alone, it's such a no-brainer. It's like if you were just to get one professional video produced, you would spend more to get that done than you will on your entire year's membership if you don't do anything else but get one video that makes you look, shit hot on social media. Like
yeah.
that's one video.
I know,
But
and
don't raise my rate. So with me saying that,
it's back to like we said, but it's breaking people's mindset on it,
yeah,
which
it's
we've
just
already talked about. People, like I said, the amount of times, and I'm not going to repeat myself because I said it earlier weeks, and I'll get Keith to edit it out. But for the purpose of the call tonight, the amount of people that talk themselves out of making money, and it's always the small business owners that aren't making a lot of money and really can't afford to. Those are the people that put up the most resistance with. I can't use that video. I can't that. I can't show. That's not my video, and all the reasons why they can't and they shouldn't, and all they're doing is keeping money out of their bank account
Yeah.
because the photo booth police have never once showed up to my door, not once. That's not your video. We're here to arrest you. Never happened. Never gonna happen.
Just be ruthless. Take
That's the
everything that we have, use everything, and be ruthless in your business.
the sooner you make your peace with that is business and that is marketing,
Yeah.
the better you will do. And when you realize that every single thing on our website is a lead generation tool, whether you own it, don't own it, intend to own it, you sell it and you put it out there, and its only purpose is to get somebody's attention for your business and to inquire with you. Once they inquire with you, our job's done. Either sell them something you have, white label them to somebody else if you don't have it, but find a way to take money off that person. That is how successful business owners work, and that is how they think. And it's always the new people and the timid people and the people with no confidence that come in and talk themselves out of all this money. And I hate to say it, and it's such a big step to get over with people. Change your mind. You need to change your mindset. Your mindset's wrong. We need to work on that before we even look at this website because that's what's required here for success.
A lot of the time, it comes down to confidence as well. It's just having the confidence to go out there and to put yourself out there and to be okay with just being a wee bit different and not caring. You know, one of the best books I ever read was The Art of Not Giving a Shit. If you haven't read it, read it. It is so good. And it just makes you realize that the people that are out there that are successful, they're brittle.
Absolutely brutal.
They're brittle and they're vicious and they don't think and they don't question anything. They just chase down the business and they don't care how they do it.
Like the millionaire, multi-millionaire industry guru who joined, and I messaged him straight away, and I felt so silly afterwards for saying this to him. Oh, you're going to have to get used to using content that's not yours. And he laughed at me. And then as soon as he laughed at me, I felt like an idiot. And his answer was, we only care about revenue. That's all he cared about.
Yeah.
Stop talking to me, Sammy, about silly things that unsuccessful people worry about. I was his exact words. We only care about revenue.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm an idiot. Why did I even say that to him? Because that's not how he thinks, and I should have knew that.
Yeah.
He's obviously joined for other reasons.
Yeah. Quick and easy way to train staff or get content that he hasn't time to make.
Yeah. He was there for pitch decks that he could grab instantly and
Edit.
AI prompt packs that he can push out. And yeah, he was there for totally different reasons. So anyway, yeah, we'll see everybody on Tuesday.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us. I hope this has been helpful. If you do have any other questions, I know lots of people that are new have been very quiet. Feel free to reach out to us.
I'll be your friend. Add me on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you all night long. And if you're worried about something, message me and I will correct your mindset for you.
I generally try to sleep from 10 o'clock at night until the morning, but you can get me in the afternoon.
And make sure you're in our Facebook group, Photo Booth Marketing, because that's where all the communication happens.
Absolutely. Have a great week, everyone. I look forward to seeing all of your success over the coming weeks and months, and we shall see you all on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You doing bye?
Do a big cheesy wave bye. No, I'm not. No, I can't.
Everybody wait for Keith.
Just wave bye. Tell Keith thanks for editing this video, Keith. It was only 1 hour and 40 minutes. He'll be fine with that. Okay, love you. Bye.
Later.
Bye bye.
Bye.